and stuff, right?
Yeah. All right, we're live.
Hello, everybody.
Just gonna make sure it's pulled up everywhere else.
So we're just making sure that we are streaming across different platforms. We're doing this live, and this week we're talking about leads. So, is there anything you want to say, housekeeping type stuff, Liz, before we get into it?
Yeah, we're just gonna go over the two types of seller leads. Um, we did this earlier in the masterclass this week. It was phenomenal. The masterclass that's going on this week. And so this is a great way. And what we have found doing this is so many people do not realize that they're doing the wrong thing if they want to start making money right away. And so it's been kind of cool to see like the aha moments with the ladies and our students that really see it. This was not a quick win or anything like that. So we are going to talk a little bit about the difference in seller leads, and then we are going to need a lot of your help here. So comment if you're on, because you are going to fill out the PDF that we sent out earlier this week while we go through this. Okay, so I'm going to let Laura kind of explain because she's the genius that came up with this. So, Laura, I'm going to let you go over this, and then what we'll do is we'll go into our raffle, and then we'll open up for an Ask Us Anything.
Okay, great. Well, I mean, it seems like it's kind of a given, right? It was kind of redundant. And I was like, I seem to have to explain this all the time to the students. And it just, I feel like, it's pretty self-explanatory, but I'm going to go ahead and explain to you what I mean and how I came up with this idea of separate the type of leads that you get depending on how you get them. So this is what we call the quick wins and the long nurture, and we separate those two. So the quick wins, think of it this way. Those are the leads that is not going to take a lot of work for you to get to do. You don't have to negotiate. You don't have to worry about the sellers, following up. You don't have to come up with skills about sales or anything like that. You don't have to come up with all kinds of marketing system strategy. It's because the seller is already engaged, ready to want to sell the property, right? And so that's the quick wins. The long nurture is about that a lot of you are aware of the long nurture. There's the one where you have to call, you have to text, you have to follow up. You actually have to see what the seller motivation is to sell, right? Do they need to sell or do they want to sell? So long nurture is a lot more involved, but the good thing about long nurture is that you can set it up in a system. So you don't have to be proactive all the time in getting the leads, more like the quick wins, because it's quick wins is more touch and go. With a long nurture is more about setting up a system and a follow-up. And so it's good for anybody that wants to really maybe use virtual assistants or use a system that's more hands off for the long term, but you have to go through a lot more leads in order to get those contracts. So that's the difference. Quick win is you go out today and do put the property on the contract. The sellers are already ready to sell. A long nurture is more of a follow-up process and system. So when I work with a student, especially if he's brand new to real estate investing, I said, I want to give him a quick win. I want them to start doing deals in the next couple of weeks so that they see it works, right? Because there is so much you can learn in the process of doing a deal. Plus, it gives them so much more confidence. They're happy and they're much more engaged, even with us as coaches, because now they say, wow, they helped me to really achieve this. So the quick win is the first thing we wanted to do. And the long nurture, like I said, that comes secondary. So a lot of time I want them to do a couple of quick wins and then maybe take some money from the quick win to invest into setting up a system or so forth for the long nurture, because at the end of the day, that's better as far as getting leads on automated funnel. Liz, are we going to have them do exercises on the quick wins or long nurture, or are we go ahead and share with them what they are?
No, let's have them do it. I want them to kind of tell us
Okay.
what they think are quick wins, and we are going to decipher if it's a quick win or not. Now, I'm just letting you know there is a long delay on through the Facebook to here, like 20 seconds, even from YouTube, Instagram. So you want to comment now your lead strategy. What do you think are quick wins? Let's go from there. And if you're in our master class, you're not allowed to participate because you just went through this, unless there's other ones we didn't get to where you want to comment that lead source and wonder if it is or not. Okay.
Okay, so now I want you to think about. So let's start with the quick wins. That's always the hardest, right? We always come up with a list of love nurture, but let's do the quick wins. So go ahead and type in which one you think are quick wins. Remember, quick wins. The seller is ready to go. We
The
don't have to
students
worry.
are also commenting. They're like, dang it. I think everyone that's on is either a student or in the master class. So that's making it
So that cuts
competitive.
away 75% of the people here. I got it.
Yep. Okay, here's one. Family transfer. Intra-family transfer.
I mean, if you know of one, yeah, definitely, because that's pretty much they're ready to go. Yeah, I mean, I never heard of that as far as being a strategy, but if you know of a family that's ready to do that, yes, definitely, that would be a quick win.
They're like, I'm here, but I won't comment.
It
Anyone
must be
else?
painful. It's like I know this one, I know this
I
one,
know, right?
right?
Like, I know the answers. Anyone else
Okay.
want to share? Maybe Laura, let's give a couple, and then as we wait for things to come in, because I'm telling you, a lot of them are in the master class or a student that are commenting right now.
Okay.
Okay,
Okay.
here you
Great.
go.
Well,
Here you go. One that came in. Driving for dollars.
a good one because that can be both, right? So $9 you go out there and drive around, and you get to see properties. You get to see abandoned properties, abandoned, vacant. You get to see properties that are occupied, but they show they need work or sign of distress. You get to see for sale by owner. You get to see for rent, right? So you get to see a lot of things. So yes, some of these could be quick win, which brings me to one quick win strategy flat out, which is for sale by owner, right? So you're gonna come across some of them that are for sale by owner, and you can contact them to see, what's going on, and obviously get them a contract. You just have to negotiate and get them down the price a little bit so you can make it for profit. You know, they're already trying to sell the property, right? So that's an easy one for sale by owner. Now for rent, that one will be a long nurture because you don't know if they're ready to sell. You don't know if they really just want to keep it as a rental. So you're not really sure until you understand the motivation, you understand where they're coming from. That will be a long nurture. Absentee and vacant, a long nurture because you have to follow up with them as well.
Yep. Well, and just came through that said vacant properties. So long nurture.
Hmm. Okay.
That's it so far. Do you want to give a couple quick wins?
Okay, another one is co-wholesaling or joint ventures, right? Work with another wholesaler who has already property under contract. So you just have to partner with them and sell their property. You do a co-wholesaling agreement. Another one, or a quick win, would be the MLS strategy. We talked extensively yesterday with the student group. Hopefully, the students are here today. We're on the call
They're on.
yesterday
Yeah, there's some
with
students on.
Maria, my agent that works the MLS strategy for me, right? So there are things that you need to know. You can definitely wholesale property from the MLS and definitely buy and hold and fix and flip, but you just have to know how to get this property and tie them up and which property to look for that would make sense, right? Now, another one that we talk about is auctions. If you have the capital, there is definitely auctions. Some parts of the country, you still have courthouse steps auction, right? A lot of them are online. I do like the courthouse steps where you actually go and physically go to an auction because there's a lot less competition that way. So those are the quick wins. Now let's talk about some long nurture, guys. So go ahead and put in on the box what you think is long nurture.
It's going to take a while. Do you want to give a couple?
Okay, anything that has to do with public databases, probates, pre-foreclosures, bankruptcy, tax delinquent property, all of this stuff is going to be long nurture because at the end of the day you have to understand, you have to talk to the seller. What is their motivation? Do they want to sell? A lot of people are in denial. A lot of people are waiting for some money to come in or whatever the reason is, or they're already doing so they're not really a quick win because you don't know if I really want to sell, right? So anything that has to do with public databases is a long nurture.
Yep. So that means probate. That's a long nurture. Um, Cold calling is more of a strategy. I wouldn't say it's a lead
Hmm.
source.
Yeah, that's more of a strategy that we talk during our marketing week more.
Mhm.
Yeah.
I don't see any other. I don't even see it on the other channels. I'm in the Facebook group. That's the one I'm reading, but I'm not seeing any comments come in. So, team, I know you're watching. Let me know if comments are coming in somewhere else and it's just not
Yeah.
showing.
Another law nurture, and that kind of falls into public databases, is looking for tired landlords, right? Tired landlords, evictions, that's stuff. So that's all law nurture, because that means that you have to talk to the owner and see if you're ready to move forward and if you're motivated to do something about their property. So, by understanding this is how you can turn the faucet on or off, right? As far as leads, you can have all this system going out for the lawn nurture, which is great. You set up a marketing system, and we talk about that in a separate week. And then you have your ATM machine, as I call it. You have the quick wins. Okay, I need $10,000 to do something with, and I go into a quick win until I wait all this to take off on the lawn nurture. So they're great both sides. I still do both to this day because I like the some of the quick wins. They're easy, they're there, they're fast. And then the long nurture is more where you exponentially grow your business and set it on automated pilot. So hopefully this cleared up and made a good distinction. How did everybody think about that? Did you ever hear about anything like this before? And they should solve a lot of your problems when it comes to understanding, where to get the property. Don't be scared to say, well, yeah, but for sale by owner, they don't come down price, or this are. Don't second guess, guys. Don't second guess. It's amazing. Even if you get them to come down a few thousand, a lot of time the for sale by owner, they don't know how to market their property. That's the problem. They don't know how to market, and that's why we teach people, how to market their properties.
Awesome. Okay, so now we are going to go into raffle. Who's excited about the raffle? In order to get entered into this raffle, this is it. You have to be in our Facebook group. We are looking for a way to count it on all streams that we are streaming into, but right now it's a person that comments the most in our Facebook group for that last week gets entered into this. So this is what we are raffling off, and I'm going to kind of pull up everything that it is. So this is your Drive for Dollars package. This is one of my favorite lead sources as far as finding seller leads. And so we are going to give you a gas card, a Starbucks card, this cool little tool that actually one of our other coaches recommended because they drive for dollars as well. And so we're also going to give you a notebook and all kinds of stuff. So you're getting this whole package that's going to be sent straight to your house. In order to get, like I said, for those of you that just got on, in order to get entered into this, join our Facebook group. If you're not in there, I see you guys commenting that are, and you just start commenting away. We're trying to build a community here, and we love it. We have a lot of fun, and all people count. Students, you count too in these. If you want to get in there, start commenting. It just doesn't have to be in the student group. Get into this group. You can comment too, and you get entered. We've had students win. Actually, I think last week or the week before was a student that won. So yes, Jennifer, you can comment now. I just think we can comment now. Yes, you can comment. All right. Are we excited? All right. Let me pull up the winner. Amanda sent it over to me this morning. This is the one that commented the most in the REIW group in the last week. Funny enough, she is also in our masterclass. That's just kind of how it worked out for her. So our winner is Shammy Gallo. So congratulations, Shammy. This is your prize. It takes about, all we have to do is you have to claim it within a week. Email into Amanda. She's going to comment into the chat right now with her email. Claim it within a week and we'll get this out to you ASAP. So congratulations. Thank you so much for participating. Okay. So now what we are going to do. Oh, look, she's commenting. So she's on right now. Awesome. Okay, so now what we are going to do is we're going to go into and ask us anything. So if you are on any of our streams, just start typing in your question. We allow one question per person. So we are going into the Ask Us Anything. It could be any question. Doesn't have to be about today's topic. Anything real estate related, mindset related. We are here for you. So I'm going to let that populate. Laura, do you kind of want to talk about some upcoming things we have going on? We have Orlando, New York.
Yeah, definitely. So next weekend, we're almost sold out, by the way. We have a handful of spots
And we
left.
had to extend. We had to switch venues to get a bigger venue.
Yeah, we had to switch venues so we could get a bigger venue. But next weekend, we have the event in Orlando. It will be on Saturday. So anyone in Florida, don't feel like you have to be from Orlando. We actually have people coming in from California, don't we?
Yeah, Shammy, the one that just won.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's definitely worth traveling for. So it's from 11 till 3. And what we do is, oh gosh, we do so much, but it's so much fun because we're in person live in a room, me and Liz. So you get to talk to us. We're going to do exercises together, a lot of community, get you guys to really work on this stuff, okay, instead of just talking about it, because honestly, we enjoy that even more. And then we have food ready for you, so you get to eat, so you don't have to leave. And anywhere we have a menu you can take with you. So there is a lot. So that's next weekend in Orlando, and I'm sure you guys are posting the link as I speak.
Yep.
Then we are getting also ready for an event in April in New York, and I believe it's April 15th, Liz.
April 15th. It's
Yeah.
already been posted.
Yeah, and that one is at the same venue we did last time. We had such a success last time. We had over 50 ladies in the room, so we actually asked to extend the venue. We had to close it off last time, so we extended the venue to 75 spots. And but if you guys last time we sold like a week in advance, so I suggest that you guys that anybody from, and we have people coming in from Massachusetts, from Pennsylvania, from Virginia. So don't feel that these events you just have to be local. They're definitely worth traveling for, because you'll learn a lot, you get to ask questions, and the networking in the community that you're going to be part of. Then do we have anything else, Liz, that we don't want to talk about? I think that's it. Or it's two live events,
Right
right?
now, that's it. That's what's
Yeah,
live.
yeah.
Yep. All right. So, Amanda, we also post that. I'm actually going to take it and post it on the main channels for those that are interested in the streams. I'm going to do that here. 1 second. While we do that, we have some questions coming in. I am going to take the one that's on the stream because it will show up. So Bonnie's asking, what is the MLS strategy? I've heard you say it several times. Can you explain?
Sure. The MLS strategy is basically using the MLS to get properties that you can either wholesale, buy and hold, and fix and flip. There is a big misconception that says that you cannot wholesale property out to the MLS. Yes, you can. You just have, there are some things that I look for. For example, active properties that have an aging, been on the market for a certain amount of time. It all comes down to a couple of things. First of all, how you approach the listing agent. So you have to know the listing agents, and also how you can compensate the listing agent to work with you, even if you are an agent yourself. So there are certain things that will maximize your success, and then how you structure the contract in order to make it a win-win situation, and still put down only $10. And that's never been an issue on the MLS if you position it the right way. So it goes a lot more into it, but it's not a hard strategy, but it's a great strategy, very clever strategy, where you can harbor something that's already out there, which is the MLS, to find deals.
Yeah. And then Julie's asking, when wholesaling, how do you go about paying a flat fee to a realtor for bringing you one of their investors as the buyer? Do you add it into a contract? I'm confused on the legality of it.
Well, first of all, it depends on the state. Okay, so you have to find the states, and I think I mentioned it to the masterclass earlier. If you're not sure what the legalities are, call the board, the board of realtors or the licensing board for your state, and ask them. Now, when it comes to compensate a broker for a buyer or being a buyer, it depends what's allowed in your state. Are you allowed to have a buyer agency, transaction broker, dual agents? So there are different type of agency in what you're allowed. So that's why you need to find out. Also, you can ask your agent, because at the end of the day, even with the laws, it depends what the brokerage allows them in the office, unless they're an independent broker themselves, and then they can make their own decision. So best thing, ask the agent what they're willing to do and what would be acceptable for them to bring you the buyer.
Do you ever do events for women and men? We allow business partners and spouses that are men to come to the events, but we are a women community. So, but men do come. Look at the retreat photos. There are men there. We have male coaches because they're irreplaceable to us. And so men are there. Okay, Sonia's asking, how do you make sure you aren't calling the same leads repeatedly when you have hundreds of numbers and addresses every week? So it's in our system. So in our automation, we can click up that and see if we've reached out to them. So we already have it. If you are doing like Google Sheets or anything like that right now, because you're starting out, you can do Control F and see if that address shows up or that owner's name to see if you've already reached out to them because they're on a different list. But in our automation and our CRM, it will show us if we've already reached out to them. Let me see. Marley's asking, what are the lead sources that you use? Is everybody contacting the same leads? So I don't know if you're in our masterclass. I don't recognize your name, but I do recognize your name. So it's in the anyway. So I'm not going to stress what other people are doing. And I did a mindset live on this during that. And I do this with my students. Don't worry about what other people are doing. Don't worry how many times these people are getting contacted. Because when you come through as someone that's authentic and you come through as someone that shows up for them and you come through as somebody that's different, it does not matter how many times they have called, okay, or have been reached out to or anything like that. Also, paid leads, if you're paying for your leads, so are other people, that same list is going to other people. We do off the wall ways, like drive for dollars, things like that a lot of lazier investors won't do to get our leads, and that has proven better success for us. Okay. I'm just trying to see if any other questions are coming in before we jump off. If not, this was the quickest live we've ever done. I mean, good questions.
I feel like I'm missing something.
I know, like we missed something. We did the raffle because we used to always forget the raffles. Like I'd have to do another live later for the raffles.
Yeah. I mean, honestly, guys, getting leads, that's pretty simple. We're not going to get into the marketing. That's a separate week. But as far as lead sources, what we talked about today, the only thing I want to say is this. You don't need a lot of different lead sources. You can just use one or two lead sources and really get good at it. Okay. At the end of the day, you want to get so good at it that you make it your own. When I decided that I was going to go into wholesaling, which by the way was called flipping the contract, that's almost 30 years ago, before it became wholesaling. And I went for the low hanging fruit. I went for sell by owners and the MLS strategy. Okay. I didn't know about all the other leads. I learned afterwards to go into public databases and auctions and foreclosures and all of that. But I started what was easy for me to get me massive amount of properties that I was also buying as rentals. So, and I mastered them. I made them my own. I became the authority in doing certain things. I came up with my own contract to use to do these deals, which now I share with the students. You know, the contract that I share with the students is the same contract I've been using myself for over 30 years. So it's been tested several times over, all over the country. So with that said, you have to make it your own and choose a strategy that interests you, that's really something that you want to master, because any of the strategies out there are good. They're amazing if you master them and you don't jump from here to there and back and forth.
Mm-hmm. One question came in while you're talking. How do you determine your offer? That is a whole strategy.
Well, that's analyzing deals. I think we do that on a separate week, don't we?
Yeah, we do. We have a week on analyzing deals.
Yeah. So for everybody here that is part of the group, every week we put up different training. And so I don't know if you say what's next week yet, Elizabeth. I know you say that on Fridays, maybe.
On Fridays.
Yeah. But every week we centered around a particular thing, right? So I know you all want to say Hannibal, but it pays for you to follow us every week and participate into these trainings and even sign up for these master classes. These master classes are condensed in 5 days. So, you get a lot of value in the master class as
Mhm.
well. So
Or
today,
even travel to an event. We talk about all this.
yeah, in an event in 4 hours, we give you a lot of value too. So, if you really want to know more and faster, come to one of our events or join the master class. Honestly, guys, that's where you can get a lot of value fast and use the information around with it.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I don't see any more questions. So we have an exciting week coming up. It gets announced tomorrow. Definitely go check it out. This masterclass, for those of you that are in, phenomenal. It's been a phenomenal week. I'm pretty sure they all can agree to that. I don't think there's one upset person. Hopefully not. I haven't seen any. And we will see you guys all next week.
Okay. Have a great weekend. I'll see you at one of the live events, hopefully. Okay.
Yeah,
And
definitely.
make sure you guys post a link.
Yeah, we did.
Okay, great.